Alright guys, welcome back to another video on Talk Sooty. The Premier League Game Week 30 has finished. It finished yesterday. All the games for this weekend finished on Easter Sunday, April the 9th, with the last game of the day being Liverpool versus Arsenal at Anfield. Very good game, which we'll talk about in just a sec. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple of days since we did a video, but this is a new style of video. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be this is a reaction and like a review to the game week, but starting from the next lot of game weeks, we are going to be doing a prediction for each game of the week, and we're going to be seeing how many points we can get with the right guesses and the correct scoreline and all that. And you can join in if you want. You can join in if you would like with your predictions down in the comments. But obviously that is not this video. It will be coming soon, as well as a video on a roundup of other sports that has finished this weekend. Like the Masters has just finished. There was a few fights like Shakur Stevenson fought, Bam Rodriguez fought, and then the UFC, Israel Adesanya, UFC 287 took place. So we are going to be doing a roundup of what happened otherwise apart from football, a little roundup video on that as well, which will probably be up later today. So keep an eye out for that, because you don't want to miss it. It should be a good video indeed. We're trying to get a bit more active on this channel with a few more different style of videos. A couple of news videos will be coming up very soon as well. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Well, let's get into it. First game of the weekend, it was it wasn't Man City versus Southampton. It was Man United versus Everton on Saturday, with Man United taking a 2-0 win. Get up the boys. Obviously, Man United is my team, and we needed those wins, back-to-back wins now in the Premier League, and now Casemiro is back, which is good for all United fans. The reason I didn't do a reaction video on it is because I was playing football at the time, and I only watched the last 30 minutes. I didn't really want to make a big reaction video because I didn't watch the game, but it was the last game of the season, so full reaction videos of me sitting in the chair will be back very shortly indeed. Moving on, I think there was a lot of 3 o'clock kickoffs, wasn't there? There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League on Saturday. The first of them we'll talk about is Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa getting a 2-0 victory versus Forest, and I believe they've moved up into 6th place, I believe. Let me just check the Premier League table now. I believe they are 6th. Unai Emery is doing a fantastic job, must I say. If Tottenham 5th, yeah, Villa are 6th with 4 victories in a row now in the league, unbeaten in the last 5. It might even be more than that, but I can only see the last 5 results, which is massive for Villa. They're now only 6 points behind Tottenham in 5th. So, I mean, you never know. Maybe a late push for Europe. I mean, they're on the same games played as Tottenham, and however Brighton do have 2 games in hand on them, and they're only 1 point behind, so they might struggle to get into that 5th position. But you never know. They've got 8 more games left in the league. Villa, Brighton got 10, so could be close. You never know with Unai Emery. Very good manager indeed. Forest, not a good result for them though, was it? They are now 18th in the league, no wins in the last 5, and there was rumours that Steve Cooper was going to be sacked in the week. Was it in the week? Yeah, so I don't know if it's looking good for Stevie Cooper, but for me, I'd just stay with him for the rest of the season. See if you can stay in the league. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I mean, there's 7 points from 20th to 14th now. Wolves and Palace seem to have pushed themselves a little bit out of getting pulled into the relegation battle, but you never know. There is still a few games to play. Next game now is Brentford versus Newcastle. Newcastle getting a 2-1 victory away at the G-Tech Community Stadium away at Brentford. I mean, that's a big result for Newcastle, because they were 1-0 down at half time, and I was listening to it on the radio, and they sounded like they were getting battered, to be honest. Getting battered in that first half. Not battered, but they were definitely the worst team out of the 2. Obviously, Tony had 2 penalties. One of them missed, and one of them obviously scored. I think that's his first penalty miss at Brentford, I think it was like 18, in a row he'd scored. But yeah, big saves from Pope, and then Alexander Isak. What a player he is. What a player. I mean, unreal player he is. Absolutely unreal. And another big victory for Newcastle, keeping them third in the league. Hopefully United can overtake them and come third in the league, but you never know. Top four is the main aspect, but I'd love a top three finish. Moving on now, Fulham v West Ham. West Ham getting a huge away victory away at the Craven Cottage against Fulham, 1-0. Big win. I think it was Jordan. I was going to say Jordan Bowery. Then he used to play for Crewe. I was going to say Jared Bowen, but it wasn't Jared Bowen. It was a Harrison Reed own goal, which it doesn't matter how they go in. It's if they do go in, and it did, 1-0. West Ham, big 3 points for them. Them now 14th in the league, 30 points, 3 points of clear of Forest and Everton. I mean, they can still get dragged into it very easily, but it's a big result for them. Obviously, Fulham seem to be struggling now without Mitrovic. Obviously, he's got an 8-game ban. I don't know if he's served 2 of them already yet, but I think he'll only be back for the last few games of the season. Obviously, they're safe, but would have been nice for them to finish strong. They're now still 10th, but they have lost 4 in a row, and they've not won a game for over 5 games now, so not looking good for them form-wise, but like I said, they're fine. Bournemouth, huge, absolutely massive win away at the King Power Stadium. A lot of away wins here for the 3 away wins there in a row there. No more away wins apart from Man City. Actually, no, there is a few more. I'm lying. But yeah, huge win for Bournemouth against Leicester. They are now in the relegation zone, Leicester, well and truly 2 points from being bottom in the league. It looks like they could go down. I mean, even if Southampton somehow got a win from somewhere, they would be rock bottom. That's how bad Leicester are playing. I mean, they were rumoured to Jesse Marsh, but that's already been waved off. That's not happening anymore. However, like I said, big win for Bournemouth now on 30 points. Like I said, 15th in the table. Same points as West Ham. Huge win for them. And could it keep them alive in the Premier League? You never know indeed. Spurs versus Brighton. 2-1 Spurs. Brighton absolutely robbed, I've heard. Absolutely robbed. I've not watched the game because obviously it was a 3 o'clock kickoff. But the PGMOL, or Pigmol, I don't know how you say it, but have come out and said that they made a mistake with the VAR. What? Nobody wants your stupid apologies. Nobody wants your stupid apologies. Just get it right in the first place. If Brighton should have had a pen, give him the pen. Instead of being incompetent and coming out the next day apologising, an apology ain't going to do nothing. They just lost potentially 3 points. They've walked away with nothing because of your dodgy decisions. Just sort it out. Sort it out in the first place, or just scrap VAR, because it's just too many mistakes are happening and it's ruining people's seasons. I mean, if Brighton win that game, let me just check. If Brighton win that game, they're on 49 points and Spurs are on 51. So they would have been 2 points behind Spurs in 5th with 2 games in hand on them, with potential to go into the 5th spot and get Europe. But no, they've been absolutely robbed in broad daylight, and Spurs went on to win 2-1. And I've heard they were rubbish, absolutely rubbish. Moving on. Fat Frank's first game in charge, and he's taken a 1-0 defeat to probably goal of the season from Matheus Nunes. Absolute corker of a finish on the volley, beautiful stuff. And they lose 1-0 away at the Molineux. Not a good start for Frank, still in the bottom half of the table, 11th. No win in the last 4 in the Premier League, more losses than wins. I mean, it's just a dire season for Frank and the lads, really is dire. I mean, soon, you never know. Even Roy Hodgson, the way he's got Crystal Palace playing, could even overtake them. I mean, they're 6 points behind, but you never know. The way Chelsea are playing, they're not picking up any points, and it's just not good at all. I mean, I think they'll get absolutely spanked by Real Madrid, and I think they'll get knocked out of the UCL, and yeah, it'll just be an absolute horror season for Chelsea. And then final game on the Saturday, it was Southampton versus Manchester City at St Mary's. Domination is probably the word I'd use. Man City 4, Southampton 1. Erling Haaland, Jack Grealish absolutely on fire for Manchester City at the moment. What a goal that was from Haaland, that bicycle kick, and then a great ball from Grealish. I mean, he's doing well. I think they're overhyping it a little bit. I think he's got 4 goals and 5 assists since the World Cup, and they're acting like he's Neymar. Marcus Rashford's record since the World Cup is miles better than that. Let's be honest. But yeah, he's definitely playing very, very well at the moment. You've got to give him the credit where it's due, which is good because I did like Jack Grealish before he went to City. Unfortunately, he did go to City, so I hope he fails. No, in all seriousness, I'm glad he's playing well because he's a good player. And for the England squad, you need that sort of form because we probably will need him in a few tournaments in the future. But yeah, he is playing well, and Erling Haaland, 30 goals down the season, going to break the record, let's be honest, everyone knows it. And there's still, how many games have City got to play? Nine games. You never know him. He could easily score 10 goals in those 9 games. I mean, City 5 games in a row win. Newcastle 5 wins in a row as well. I mean, it's great form from both of those clubs, indeed. And yeah, Southampton got a goal late, I believe, and then Julian Alvarez finished it off to make it 4-1. Easy win for them, 3 points in the bag, and put the pressure on Arsenal because of their result as well, which we'll get into in just a sec. But before we do that, let's talk about Roy Guardiola, or Roy Hodgson, should I say. Absolute masterclass away at Elland Road. 5-1. They won 5-1, and they went 1-0 down. They went 1-0 down away at Elland Road, and they won 5-1. Elise with a hat-trick of an assist, finally showing his qualities, because I feel like he just doesn't show enough of it. He is a very good player, but he just doesn't seem to show it half the time. But clearly in that game, 3 assists. I mean, you don't get 3 assists and not play well. Very good performance from Crystal Palace, and yeah, they're well and truly out of the relegation battle, I believe. I mean, I just don't see them getting dragged back into it now. They're on 33 points. I mean, it's only 6 points from bottom, but I mean, yeah, to be fair, mathematically they're not safe, but I think they'll be fine. I mean, they're starting to play well, 2 wins on the bounce, bit of momentum. And who have they got next? Let's have a look. They have got Southampton, so that's a big game. That's a 6-pointer there, and it's away at Southampton, so some big points in. They've got some massive games, actually. They've got Southampton, they've got Everton, they've got Wolves, they've got Bournemouth, Forest, they've West Ham. They have got, how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last 8 games are against teams around the relegation zone. So actually, they are massive games. You never know; they could easily get sucked back in. Actually, but yeah, they're playing well at the moment, and they've got the momentum on their side. And then final game of game week 30. Liverpool versus Arsenal away for Arsenal at Anfield. 2-2. 2-0 up. Arsenal had it in the grasp, looking like champions, really. Looking like champions, and then boom, second half, Anfield gets Liverpool back in it, really. They get one, and then Salah, they get one before half time, I believe, and then Salah missed a penalty. Absolute stinky. Yeah, he's just stinky, and let's be honest. And then Bobby Firmino, last 5 minutes, gets a header. I mean, he's the bane of Arsenal. He always seems to score against Arsenal. He loves a goal against Arsenal. But, Bobby Dazzler makes it 2-2 and drop points for Arsenal. And it's really in City's hand now. They've got a game in hand against the league leaders in Arsenal, Manchester City, and they've also got to play each other at the Emirates, at the Etihad, which you would favour Manchester City now to win that game and possibly win the league. But you never know. They are not, even though they're on a great run of form, they're not the same City side. We have seen them vulnerable this season. But yeah, it's going to be a cheeky finish to the end of the season. I mean, I think it's April the 29th, I think that game is. That's probably going to be the game of the season, or should I say the most important game of the season. And for me, whoever wins that game, or whoever gets, I think if it's a draw or a win in Arsenal's favour, I think they're going to go on and win the league. But I think if Manchester City win the league, I think that league title is Manchester City's. But we'll see indeed. But that is it for this video. That is the Game Week 30 Premier League Roundup, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, next Game Week 31, we are going to be doing predictions, and then we are going to be doing a reaction to those predictions and reaction to the games like we've done today, but just reacting to our predictions as well. But yeah, I hope that's a good video for you. Hope you enjoyed this little concept. It's going to be brand new every Premier League game week. But that's going to be it from me today. The United individual videos will be back very soon as well. And like I said, there will be a video going up later today on the other sports that happen this weekend league. The weekend league? Jeez, I'm not playing FIFA. But that's going to be it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sooty out.